Can hear me and y'all can see me. So you know I gotta go and check in. Let me check on here. Hope y'all are having a good day. All right, I'm probably live on YouTube. I don't know. Let me see. And also let me make sure I'm public too, because I have definitely okay, I am public there. Now if I could just see if I'm live on Facebook. Facebook is the weird one because for whatever reason, it only publishes my video to friends. And I'm trying to remember how to stop that. And I can't. Whatever. All right, let me make sure I can hear now. And I can't take it off friends. So whatever. All right, y'all. How are y'all doing? It's been a minute since I've been live on uh Facebook. Anyway, okay, so just my friends. I'll figure out the whole public thing afterwards. So anyway, I am here, lovely people, wanting to touch base with you all, see how you all are doing. Also, talk to you a little bit about the School of Magic, um, and how I have launched the School of Magic in the past, and I have relaunched it, and then I relaunched it. So this is the third and final, right? Third time's a charm. But here's the thing, though. So in the past, I have launched the School of Magic as just for business owners and providing them for you content. But then I realized something. I'm like, wait, a lot of people, I know I benefit a lot from rituals, especially in my business. So why not just open it up to offering rituals? And so that is what I did. And that is where we are right now. So the School of Magic, it is pretty much a place where you can come in and learn rituals without going through the hoopla of initiations. I don't know if I have told y'all this story or not before, but here we go. Story time. How I had a whole initiation that wasn't real. A lot of money, a lot of time and energy invested into something that wasn't real technically. And that took me for a loop. So I just want to give you all kind of a timeline here so you can understand where I'm coming from. So I started this whole spiritual journey when I was 13 and going and asking the big questions after a traumatic event about life, trying to understand what was happening. Fast forward, I had my first like psychic experience when I was 17. Psychic experience that I realized was a psychic experience. I was crazy because I was on the phone with a guy friend who was telling me a story, and I saw the whole story in my head, and I explained it to him, and he was like, "Oh my god!" I freaked him out. And so, going through middle school, high school, and even to college, like the beginning of college, I was always a very lonely person. And I say lonely, always very kept to myself a lot, all the time. Extremely introverted, believe it or not. I really am introverted. And so I realized that through coming back to this path in my 20s, because I tried to run away from it. I know some people out there have probably tried to run away from it too. I just said, you know what, I can't run anymore. I've just got to go ahead and do this. And so that's what I've decided to do. And eventually, of course, turn it into a business because I can't run away from it and I also got to eat. So I figure out how to make sure these two. And so that's why we're here. But I started out this path practicing hoodoo. And if you know anything about hoodoo, hoodoo is a very watered down version of traditional African practices. And it's watered down not to the fault of the people who brought it to America, but because memory, right? Trying to retain memory and also ingredients. Not all ingredients that are available, especially in West Africa, are available in the United States. So even though that they, hid seeds and plant in their braids and things like that, couldn't bring everything over here. And so hoodoo was my first, kind of thing. And that I think that's where a lot of people usually tend to start. But hoodoo has transformed so much over the past, obviously, many, many years, to where we're incorporating a lot of things that traditional hoodoo never called for, like crystals, colored candles. Those things were never in traditional hoodoo. And so, knowing that, I said, okay, well, I want to go back to more tradition. So I would read historical books, not spell books, but I would read historical books, research-based historical books, to learn more, dig deeper. And so I'm going on this whole path of, okay, so what did they do before then? And so I found myself through a person I no longer associate with, who introduced me to someone who I also no longer associate with, who was a Padrino. I use that word very lightly, in Regla de la Osha. And so Regla de la Osha is not exactly the same as Lukimi. And I was taught, don't know how much water this holds, but I was taught that Regla de la Osha was the path that you would go onto before you get to Ifa. And then you were supposed to learn Ifa. Anyhow, during that moment, I am receiving my guides, because they were not referred to as Elekis. I'm receiving my guides, and all this other stuff, and had this whole ceremony. And then I was supposed to go to Cuba after. Never went. Thank God I didn't. But I ended up leaving this Elay, and everything became real to me, because I left it because he was trying to sleep with everybody. And this is like a common story that you will find in a lot of these spiritual houses, especially when it's just a male, single male running it. And he wasn't trying to sleep with me, but he was trying to sleep with several other women that because of who I am and what I do, I'm out there, I'm talking to people, I run good, I have businesses. So I'm like, yeah, you wanna learn too? Come on in. And so, like, dude, you're trying to sleep with people. And so that made me feel really bad. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. I had no idea until stories started coming out from separate women who did not talk to each other about it. And I said, okay, this is it. I got to take a stand. And so I did a YouTube video on my channel years ago. This was back in 2021 when I left. 2021. And I did a video laying it out, his name, picture, all that stuff, to warn other people, about what was happening. And I found out that my whole entire initiation was faked, because after, I leave, I'm on this quest for, like, okay, what is going on? What is going on? Because my life is like in turmoil all of 2021. 2021 was that year for me, where my water broke early with my baby. I put myself on bed rest. Doctors told me I should just have an abortion, and here he is, almost 4. My mom got sick early in the year, eventually died. I'm going to her funeral with a 3-week-old. Went through some things with family that was a huge betrayal. I also, again, left this Elay. So 2021 was that year. And so here I am looking for answers. And I'm just like, who can I trust? Because this is horrible. So, I would talk to people, wouldn't really put my trust in a whole lot of people, but I did talk to, I think, 5 different spiritualists, who was in Palo, and then in another Regla de la Osha, him and his wife actually help others. That's a better situation. A Santista, I talked to about Babalao. I don't know, I can't, 4 or 5 different people, until I decided to really just kind of like wipe the slate clean and not talk to anybody. And so all of them, they don't even know each other. All of them told me that what I went through with that UA was fake. And I was like, oh my God. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm just going to take a step back, and I am just going to lay low. I'm not going to do any workings for anybody. I am just going to literally do my e-commerce business, because that is what, we use to eat and pay bills and stuff. And I'm not doing any readings. This is when I took that step back. I don't think I ever really fully shared this story, but yeah, that's 2021 was that year. And so when I took that step back, I took a step back for about a good year or two, honestly. I think it was about a year or two. I can't remember exactly. And I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of soul searching, because I had to understand who, like, why did I attract this experience, right? Because I have to take responsibility for my own energy and where it flows, it goes, right? And then what lessons was I supposed to learn from all of 2021? And that was a really good time for me because I couldn't take on anybody else's energy, or really honestly, I had no energy for myself barely. So I knew I did not have any energy for anyone else. Um, and I remember coming back from my hiatus, saying like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. But I need to be guided to someone who knows way more than me because I do a lot of studying. I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, I love books. And I need someone who's going to teach me and not uh, really try to scam me um, or sleep with me, all that craziness. And so that was me taking responsibility for my energy and being very specific in who I was trying to call in. And lo and behold, someone had reached out to me on Etsy and he was like, yeah, I got a friend, you should talk to him. And I'm like, I don't really ever do those type messages like ever on Etsy because I get solicited a lot through Etsy, which is where, my store or whatever. But this felt different. And so I did. I reached out to him. And ever since then, I have been rocking with my mentor since then. And he has taught me a lot. When I say a lot, a lot. He's been initiated into Palo Mayombe and Haitian voodoo. Very, very, yeah, of course, hoodoo does not require initiation, but he also practiced hoodoo, obviously from the South, right? And also knows Islamic magic. I mean, super, super, super knowledgeable. And I was like, this is who I prayed for. And again, like I said, I've been rocking with him ever since. And so, with his blessing and with his permission, going through this whole like trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing with the School of Magic, I said, I need to teach some of the rituals that you're teaching us. It's a very small group of us. And he does not have a house, does not want a house. Like when I say house, an Elay or a spiritual house. He's like, I'm not a godfather. And I'm like, cool. And a lot of the stuff he's teaching us is without initiation. And so there is a huge shortcut there into a lot of the learning that I'm doing. And so he's given me this permission to share with others. He's American, but he lives in Ghana and has been over there for a few years. And so this has been an interesting journey. So inside of the School of Magic, I am, giving you all free access. This is to be able to get inside, get a free ritual. It's a road opener ritual, just to let you know, it's a road opener. I figured road opener was really good because everybody needs their roads open. And I've seen this magic work for myself. That was the key indicator. When I saw things like, oh my God, what? Right? When I see things start opening up for myself, I'm like, everybody needs this. Everybody. Because I just want to share the goodness with everyone else. Like life doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. If you take responsibility for your energy and your actions and your emotions, um, plus the shortcut with the rituals, life can be good. And so that's what I have inside of the School of Magic, where I offer one ritual a month. And the reason why is because this is not spiritual fast food. The School of Magic is to help you get your life in alignment, not, oh, let me just buy another spell book and read and do something that, 1,000 other people have, has done, right? Like it these rituals that are in there, you're not going to find them on Pinterest. You're not going to find them on Google. You're damn sure not going to find them on TikTok unless somebody get in there and start sharing my stuff, which I got, stuff surrounding that. Let me show y'all my book. This is my book. This is where I write all of my notes. See, I got all my pens here, where I have gained so much knowledge. And so I am starting off the school with simpler rituals. And when I say simpler, I'm talking like less obscure materials, because trust me, I got some obscure stuff in here where I am still searching for some some of the ingredients. But it's okay, one at a time. I've told myself I'm doing one at a time. But simpler does not necessarily mean without power. So simplicity and power are not, they don't go together. But things like the road opener, right? It's things that you can get here. Some things you may have to come to get from me because I have to get from Africa because it is not sold here. And if it is, sometimes it is a fake and sometimes it's not. Just got to kind of know what you're looking at. Um, but eventually, what I will do with the school is break it up from beginners to advanced. So that way, right now I have a lot of beginners that are inside of the School of Magic, which is totally fine because I work with people who are from beginners to advanced, right? So I do have a few people in there that are more advanced, right? And also intermediate along their path, where I want to make sure that everybody is able to get something that's going to further their path, further their alignment, and make their life better, right? Because we don't have to live in this space of lack, right? We don't have to live in a space of, not having peace, right? We have the ability to change it. And I talk a lot about manifesting, and the reason why is because manifesting is coming from within. But when you pair manifesting with rituals, that is a game changer, okay? A complete game changer. I'm gonna tell y'all why. It's funny because I have rituals that I do on kind of on a rotating basis. Not kind of, I do them on a rotating basis. And I have one ritual that I'm getting ready to do actually after I get off of here, where some of you have to do them at night, wait till the sun goes down. So I'm waiting for the sun to go down. And I have been thinking about what it is that I'm getting ready to do. And I'm also thinking about what I'm going to be asking for. And the interesting thing behind that is because I'm already focusing my energy onto this ritual and I haven't even completed it yet, but I'm already seeing the results. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Because you have some people that only teach manifesting, and you got some people that only teach magic. And when you pair the two, you're not going to find a lot of people that are able to understand how to pair the two together to really create transformation. And so that is what the School of Magic is all about. My background is in psychology. I have a bachelor's in psychology. I have a master's in spiritual psychology. I also have a master's in criminal justice. And I started my PhD in functional nutrition, which is all about, holistic health and eating and all this stuff. Anyway, so this is me. This is what I do. So I'm all about the mind, and I'm all about mindset, and I'm all about regulating your emotions, and I'm all about understanding who you are. So you understand who you are. That sounded weird, but you get what I'm trying to say. And then now pairing it with the shortcut, it's just I really can't even put words behind it, but you just have to see it for yourself. So I put some things inside of the School of Magic that actually helps people with mindset too, where I add like the free, not free, but the digital printables. I have like a free ebook in there that gives you frequently asked questions. I may even add my Candle Magic book in there as a free download too. But you have to join, of course, one of the tiers in order to get that one because that is a book that I'm creating. Yeah, and pairing the mindset with the magic, that's what I'm giving you inside. And I'm giving you that in the first tier, the ritualist tier. So if you're interested in just getting a sneak peek on what it is, what I have available in there, then you have to down here, you have to text the word magic to that phone number down there. And what it'll do is it'll trigger my system to send you all the information to be able to give you free instant access. I just actually got off live there. I trying to get my words out. So what I was trying to tell you is that the ritualist tier gives you like the down Jesus Christ, the printables plus the rituals, but then I have like the mystical merchant tier. So this is where if you do have a business or if you're thinking about creating a business, then I'm adding in done for you spiritual content. So these are spiritual business bundles, right? So right now I have like a mini money manifestation bundle where I give you the email drafts. If you're sending send out to your email list, I give you all of the PDFs. You literally just have to download it and you have the option to change it, do whatever you want to it. I don't care, but it's yours and it's in the mystical merchant tier. So I'm giving you a business in a box. And that tier comes with live group Q&A sessions, monthly Q&A sessions, where if you have questions, you need help on your business, then, we can chat about it. But then I have the inner circle tier, which gives you all, everything, but you get one-on-one sessions. So like you get the rituals and the printables and the ritualist section tier, and then the mystical merchant where you get the rituals plus the Q&A plus, the business bundles, but then you get the inner circle that has everything from everything plus, one-on-one time with me monthly. So my goal is to, and it has always been since I started this business, has been to change the person. I mean, change the world one person at a time. And so this is my way of giving back to society to be able to walk the path of alignment and make your life better because we have a choice. And hopefully your choice is to join the School of Magick, even if it is the free access version. So text Magick down here to that phone number. If you can see that, yeah, right down there. Text Magick, and I'll see you all on the inside. Thank you for rocking with me. I hope you all have a